Hi friends, my name is Fariha and I am going to do an activity with you today. This will be a creative writing activity and more specifically a fictional story. And the fun part is that we're not just going to write, we're going to use things around us to do something that we haven't probably done before. So, the first supplies that you'll need is a pencil with an eraser and some kind of paper. Obviously, we want to have something to write with that's clean. Like I have this random notebook. So whatever works for you, loose paper, binder paper, college rules, doesn't matter. Then we will gather other supplies from all around the house. So I'm going to put up this list and I'm going to explain what it is. So basically how we're going to do this is we're going to create a fictional story from things that are around you, right? Not only the ideas in your head, which is very important, but also like objects around you that we can use. So these are the supplies that you will need. So I will give you probably 60 seconds or so to go grab this. And if you want to pause the video, you can. I think you should already have your notebook and your pencil. And then you need 5 to 10 items from around your house. So you could even grab some stuff that's super nearby. So while you do this, I'm going to do the same thing. All right. If this video is going too fast, again, feel free to pause or slow it down at any time. So I hope you have your supplies, and of course I'm going to act out this entire activity with you, all right? So it doesn't matter how old you are, what you're doing, if you have boring things in your house, if you have fun things, that's not the point. The point is to have fun with what you have, and we can always create art just in our own houses, and we don't always need fancy pencils or things from a craft store. You probably have something at home that's crafty or good for ideas. So I'm going to show you the items I collected. Now again, you don't have to have 10. It's nice to have more than 5 if you want variety, but we're going to try to incorporate 5 things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll show you what I have. I have this random bookmark, a Sharpie, which I definitely don't use a lot because Sharpies bleed through everything. And it is a raspberry color. That's kind of cool. I have gum, peppermintishy, random stick that I found. I have a coaster for drinks to put a cold drink on. That's 4 things. I have this Marushka doll. It's like a Russian doll, and each doll inside has another clone type doll. So there's like 4 of them. Ooh. And this one is so tiny and cute. Look at that. All right, and the inside looks the same. So this texture is like really interesting. It's like smooth on the outside and like kind of, it is made of wood, so it's different on the inside. And then obviously it's painted. And like my other things, these are also some fun colors of green and yellow. All right, Chapstick. This is Shimmer Rhubarb. Also smells good and it's glittery, kind of like this, but not. It's more reddish. Anyways, phone charger. This is probably something really easy to find in your house. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Really? Okay. And a candle. Also kind of a weird texture almost at the end of it. Pumpkinishy. So if you're excited about the fall, you might have some fall things around. I know I have a mixture of fall and summer, and then a Kleenex, not in case I cry, but random stuff I found. All right, so I have probably anywhere from 5 to 10 things. I don't think I have exactly 10, but I do have more than 5, so that's great. All right, so let's get started, and again, we'll work together. All right, so open to a fresh, clean page in your notebook. Hopefully you can still see my face. All right. let's open to a fresh page. Here's some poetry I already wrote. And writing this story. All right, so I have a new fresh page right here, nice and fresh and clean. It doesn't have a nice eraser, so I'm gonna date it and call it story, fiction story. And of course, people always think you need to make a title in the first place, but you don't. Your title can come at the end because you don't really know where this story is gonna go. And I still haven't fully explained everything, so you're probably like, what are we doing? Don't worry, I will be helping you. And I just wrote July, but as we know, it's not even July or August, it's actually September. So you can write the date, fiction story, and you can even write where you found the video in case you want to go back to it. All right, so you're going to use these objects and write a story with them. Now, I could give more instructions and more rules. It really doesn't matter what you do, right? But I'm going to show you how this would look, and I'm writing this with you. I don't have anything written. So I have this doll, this Marushka doll. We can name her Miss Jillian. She has this gingery red hair, these interesting curly and straight locks. And then I have this plug, and I have this drink. So maybe I can have an imaginary drink. And I have a candle, so I could do something dangerous. And of course, you're allowed to be as imaginative and wild in your stories as you want. They're not real life. Obviously, this is fiction. You can write real life stories. And this is called The Remarkable Journey of Charlie Price. Looks like a kid's book. All right. I'm gone. So let's think. Let's have this lady, this Marushka doll, have an interaction with the gum, a negative interaction, okay? And we always have wires lying around when our moms yell at us. Let's use the wire. Let's use the candle. I'm always fascinated by fire. All right, so we called her Miss Jillian, right? So let's start writing about Miss Jillian. Miss Jillian was having a nice, warm night by the fireside. Or should we just erase it? She was having a nice night. All right. Reading a book next to a candle. All right. Because we want to use a candle. And I could still have a fireplace. All right. Reading a nice, but very long, romantic novel. All right. This is technically a full sentence. She's having a nice night, period. Beside her was a lovely, short, almost dead, or we can say ow, you know, candles don't, I guess they do die. So let's just say dead. Pumpkin candle. Now, she probably has kids. You know, it's Corona. She's struggling. Just because she's an adult doesn't mean anything, you know. So, her kids, let's say she has 8 kids, okay? Now, some can be adults, some can be children, some can be like her neighbor's kids that stay with her. So, her three of her kids, okay? So we can just say her 3 kids. Her 3 children were home and playing by the kitchen because, you know, they don't have too much going on, so they're playing probably next door so she can keep an eye on them. So she hears one of them pee, is peep a word, or should we say yell or scream? Screech. We're going to do a loud screech, okay? She hears a loud screech. And what does she do? And jumps up because she's like, oh my God, what's happening in my house? And like, did some car screech in my driveway or outside in the parking lot? And steps on her son's freshly chewed peppermint gum. and she falls. Or she trips or falls. First she trips, then she falls, okay? Which leads her to fall over the long, skinny. Remember, always good to use adjectives. And of course, if you don't know if your sentence is complete or incomplete or compound or complex, nobody cares. Because you can always go back and edit your content and your grammar and your word choice. So this is a crazy story. We don't even know where it's going, so take your time. All right. Skinny phone charger knocks over the candle and falls to the floor. Dun, dun, dun. So what happens, right? The next day she wakes up and her hair is ginger red. Now, if she had her hair caught on fire, it probably would be like black. I don't know. I've never heard of hair catching on fire. I hope that never happens to anybody. But I assume it would turn black. So she wakes up with a new hair color, right? A new ginger, red, or orange, whatever you want to call it, hair color. Now, I could write the entire story with you, but that's not the point of this activity. The point of this activity is for me to show you exactly how I would do this. And then if I want to, I could talk about the conversation. Maybe her kids get grounded. Maybe they have to take care of her because she's like so hysterical about her hair. She doesn't know what to do. She can't figure anything out. So maybe her kids take care of her. The other 5 older kids come home. You never know, right? Then they have a Sharpie with some rules about where she can and can't go because she's maybe lost some of her memory. All right. Maybe somebody needs chapstick. Maybe the chapstick is something else you fall over. Maybe the chapstick doesn't really belong in the story. All of that works. So you will now have fun and write your own story. And remember, this is fully your imagination, whatever you want. The point is to have fun. And then when you think you're done with your first draft, you can always go add a new chapter, add another short story, whatever you're doing, and worry about editing at the very end so you can have some fun. All right, enjoy.